is going on, everybody out there? This is Jakejames Lugo, senior editor here at Koalition.com, and I'm back again with a brand new unboxing and impressions video for you guys. Even though this isn't really going to be too much like an unboxing, it is definitely going to be an impressions. But today, we're going to be taking a look at the Bitmap Books NES/Famicom Visual Compendium. This was sent to me by Bitmap Books along with a bunch of their other titles not too long ago, so big shout outs to them for that. But we're going to be taking a look at this. Now, this is supposed to be a cool kind of unofficial compilation of like visual material, info, history, and a whole bunch of stuff related to the NES, to the Nintendo Entertainment System, the Famicom as it was known back in Japan. This is supposed to be a really cool book from what I've been told. Now, I haven't looked at any of those ones in this series. This is actually, I believe, number 4. Here you go. Number 4 in a series of books by Bitmap Books that are based on different types of console eras and other stuff like this. And I know that there's another one I'm going to be looking at very soon, but I figured, you know what, let's start out with the NES. Now, this book comes in a sleeve, as you guys could tell here. It's got a cool holographic, I guess you could say, you know, changing little pictures like that. It's very, very cool overall. Hopefully it comes out in frame and in focus here on the camera. But I love stuff like this. It's just, again, gets a new type of level of quality. I think that's pretty dope, and I really appreciate that from Bitmap Books. But anyway, let's put that over there. It's just like over on the side. But let's take a look now at the book itself. We're going to be looking at everything that's inside of it. So Bitmap Books has a lot of info in these types of books. They actually really dive into a lot of the history of stuff like, you know, related to some of the consoles and a lot of the releases in all territories, I should say. Not just here in the United States and North America, but also in Europe and obviously, especially in Japan. Now, Sam Dyer here at the beginning has a 4, which I think is pretty cool. There's a lot of information in here. This, I believe, this book was kickstarted at one point because there's a lot of contributors that are also acknowledged in the beginning and also even Kickstarter backers towards the end. But let's get to like the real meaty, good material here. Okay, I'm going to try to see if I can actually frame this pretty good for you guys so you can see it here. There we go. That way you guys could see the full entirety of the book on frame. But again, they got a lot of design documents, a lot of like, you know, blueprints and layouts, as well as also information. It's pretty wordy compared to most other books that I've looked at here on the channel. But I appreciate it because on top of all the words, again, there's a lot here to read through, especially if you're a fan of the NES or the Famicom. But it has just as much, if not more, visual material to really look at here. Again, there's like shots of different games. One thing I will say, because I think this is also very important, the amount of like content that's in here is great. The games that are laid out and that are kind of given descriptions and they're kind of written about from various different types of writers, but they're organized by year of a release. They're not organized by alphabetical order, which I can understand for some people that might actually work, but for me personally, I would rather have all the games organized by alphabetical order, like what other books have done in the past. But I don't totally understand why they were going with that, because they were following the history of the console and pretty much all the different releases that were coming out, and there's a lot to dive into here. So maybe for the historical guy or the historical person out there that loves their gaming history, this might work for you. So anyway, they have like cool here. Let me go right here in the beginning. They have a lot of cool like couple page spreads about specific things related to the NES and the Famicom. Obviously this one being Nintendo because Nintendo was a big component of this console. But then you'll have later on, we'll get into other types of like, you know, spreads, including some big developers, including I believe this one, I don't know if this one has Square Enix, but I think it also has Capcom for Mega Man. Was it Hudson? A lot of different stuff in here. Again, I'm just like going through it. There's a lot of classics in here, like Excite Bike. Obviously, Mario Brothers is also shown in here. This is also the game Gyromite that comes with, what is it, Rob? Duck Hunt. Again, I'm just going to quickly just keep going here as you guys see the different material. But there's a lot of games that are covered in here, a lot of classics. Now here's a perfect example. Since we got there at Super Mario Brothers, we got the first 2 pages here. It's got a cool description. This one's from Ross Burnett, but then inside there's a whole big spread of the first level of Super Mario with an entire section written by Shigeru Miyamoto, which is pretty damn freaking awesome. And I appreciate that in these types of books, because not only do I get to see more of the games, but I also get to see and hear stuff from some of the developers, the creators, the producers, the directors of a lot of these classics. Obviously, Shigeru Miyamoto being a big one for the NES. I think that's pretty cool. Ghosts and Goblins from Capcom. There's a lot of great stuff in here. Now, I want to go a little bit more forward because I think they also include some of the stuff about... Here, hold on. Let me even give a little fun nod to Dragon Quest. Anybody that's a Dragon Quest fan, consider yourself real old school here. This is Dragon Quest 1 on the NES. Mario Brothers and stuff. But I'm pretty sure they have a whole section devoted to the hardware of the NES. Again, I'm pretty sure I remember that. Here's another section for Zelda. Zelda's got a couple page spread as opposed to just one like that was a fold out. This one actually just has 3-4 pages devoted to it. This one's done by Shigeru Miyamoto and this one's done by Martin Alessi. And funny enough, okay, I should also mention, because I think it's also important, some people that I know personally in the industry have actually contributed to this book. They've written up different things for certain titles, which I think is pretty damn cool. It's fun to see, you know, friendly faces in here. There's a lot of, like, classic retro guys that are big fans of like classic games in here. Metroid, big nod to Metroid, very, very cool. One thing I will say is that I love some of the screenshots that they get for these games. But one thing I do want to also make a note is that it only shows you one type of screenshot or one type of like main image per game, with the exception of the few that I mentioned that have like the open spreads and like the additional pages. Because obviously not every game needs a couple different images of what's actually being shown or what they actually are. Here goes Mega Man, the first Mega Man game. Very, very iconic. Again, huge, huge franchise for Capcom. But it's stuff like that, like games that are even just as this big will only get like one image. I think that it would have been better just to show the stage select. I think that would have been cool, but I understand like showing an actual screenshot of one of the levels and stuff. But I want to keep going here because I want to show you guys some of that other stuff. Again, some of the other things. Here we go. Here's another spread page for Namco. A lot of stuff they did. Funny enough, Namco obviously popular for Pac-Man, but they also did apparently the Star Wars game that was only released on the Famicom in Japan. Never came here to the States. Very, very interesting facts. But I'm pretty sure, again, there's other stuff that they're showing with the hardware here. Here we go. What is it? Is that the multi-page spread? No. Here's a multi-page spread for Contra. Again, very awesome. More words in here for Contra. Freaking amazing. But again, I want to go to the section that I saw with hardware stuff. I'm pretty sure it was like towards the back because there's a whole section besides the design documents that I showed you guys at the beginning that has that. But again, there's a lot of other games in here. I'm just going to quickly just glance through them. So if you end up getting this book, you'll see exactly a lot of the info and stuff that they have in here. Castlevania, got to give a big, big nod to Castlevania. I've reviewed Castlevania in a couple different places. Here we go. This talks about the box art and like, you know, the promotional material. A lot of the box art for the NES games and the Famicom games, really freaking awesome. I think it's towards the back that they have a whole section for it. But hold on, I want to keep going here because I want to find that section. Here we go. Check this out. They even got Tom DuBois, who's one of the guys who did a lot of the artwork for the NES Famicom boxes. Look at this Castlevania 3-1. This is awesome. This is fantastic artwork. It's such a lost art form in today's modern day of gaming. But anyway, I'm rambling on over here, but I want to go to this section towards the back here. Yeah, let me see if I can find it, because I think there's more games, then it gets more towards the back. But overall, as a book, is this a great addition for anybody that loves classic games or loves the NES and loves the Famicom? I think this is an awesome book. Even though it's an unofficial guide to it, they were able to get a lot of interesting and really important figures to contribute to this book to actually give some words and stuff. Obviously, we're looking at Batman, the video game, the first movie tie-in game for Batman. It has a big spread. I think this is cool. This is an interesting pick to get a big spread because Batman 1989 on NES was such a huge, huge game. Pretty awesome. And then its sequel, I think it's also covered here in this book as well. Whole section about the Game Genie. Okay, here we go. This is one of the sections I want to get to. So this is where we start getting into the box arts of the NES. I just want to quickly highlight it. They have different variations. They have the black box arts. They have the Famicom / Japanese releases. And I think they also get later on into the American releases, but there's a lot more Famicom. Here you go. You got the Ultra boxes, a lot of this different stuff. Anyway, as I was saying, this book is definitely a good addition to anybody that loves this console. That if you're a fan of classic or retro gaming and you just want an extra thing to kind of add to your collection that really shows your appreciation for this stuff, you'll definitely get a lot here. There's so much information, so much good stuff and nods that people are really going to dig. I mean, here's another thing I do want to comment on too, because I don't see this from a lot of other books. They cover homebrew stuff. They cover stuff that was done by fans, stuff that was done by hackers, you know, modifications to some of these games, which in an official book, I don't think you would ever get, but I appreciate that from Bitmap. Again, look, there's a couple, like, you know, mods in here. Even for a Mario game that takes place in the Sonic the Hedgehog engine. I think this is also a Final Fantasy VII 8-bit remake, I guess you could say. It's pretty interesting. But stuff like that, you just won't get in an official book done by Nintendo or anybody else. So yeah, that's pretty cool. You're going to get a lot of stuff in here. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on the NES Famicom Visual Compendium. Great book. Awesome to have on like your mantle or your coffee table. You just want to have it within your collection of NES related stuff. Here, there's even a section of unreleased games. Hold on, let's go back here. They got a whole section about unreleased games. They even got stuff like Alien 2 or Aliens, which is supposed to be the second Alien movie, not Alien 3, but stuff like that. A Superman game. There's a lot of great stuff in here. But anyway, there's the entire section here. That has all the backers and stuff. Again, I don't remember if they had that hardware section. I think that was the thing that we passed in the beginning. I thought there was more there. Because I know some of the other books that they do, they get into a lot of the hardware stuff. So I think, let me see, if I go back to the beginning here. Okay, because I know there was this stuff that I remember, the design documents and stuff I showed before. I think I might have messed that up, okay? But either way, still a great book. Still a solid compilation of NES visual material, visual compendium and stuff, and even has that little bookmark, little string right here. I think this is very fancy, you know, for books that are built like this. But anyway, those are my thoughts on the NES Visual Compendium. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you guys enjoyed this book unboxing and impressions video, put it in the comment section down below. I'm actually trying to put this together because it's built, you know, kind of like tight here. Trying to like put it in like that. I know some people kind of screw this up. I know I'm screwing this up bad on camera too. Doing it live. We're doing it live, guys. But anyway, I think this is a cool book. So let me know what's up in the comment section down below. If you guys are fans of the NES, or if you guys enjoy books kind of like this, or any of the unboxing impressions videos that we've done here on the channel, put it down below in the comment section. Don't forget to leave a like on this video, and also subscribe to the Koalition's YouTube channel for more videos just like this one. I will talk to you guys again very soon. Peace out, and stay epic, everybody.